watching Mick Foley, it's surprising that the only like really apparent mental handicap he has is that he's obsessed with Christmas. Welcome to Wrestling Over Everything, everybody. We're a very funny wrestling podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew, that's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow us on YouTube and TikTok and Blue Sky. Just type in Wrestling Over Everything. You'll be able to find us. I'd like to say Mick Foley is God.
And Foley is good.
Foley is good.
Yes.
He giveth and he taketh away.
And Foley we trust.
Yeah. So this is one of our kind of deep dive episodes. Dusty had a great idea. He wanted to do the Triple H versus Mick Foley, kind of Mick Foley retirement angle.
Yeah, I got this is like the last ride of the Micker.
Yeah.
I think is what we were shooting for, because there's so much interesting stuff. The product is so hot. The crowds are crazy hot for this. Like, it's just a fun time to go back and watch wrestling.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Attitude Era. Like, you can criticize the Attitude Era a lot. There's a lot of reasons to criticize WWE's Attitude Era, and we have quite a bit. But there is no disputing that, in my opinion, I've never seen wrestling that like everything felt so hot and special and like something awesome was happening. Like,
yeah.
And then you'd see a bra and panties match and be like, I don't, but it's like from the signs in the crowd to the lighting to JR being the greatest announcer of all time to peak rock, Stone Cold, when Vince McMahon was the greatest heel ever for a little bit. And,
on TV and not just in real life.
I know. This is before we knew about the pooping on people and stuff. But so it's like, I love going back to this because at the same time, WCW is falling apart. And because this is 99, right?
Yeah. So this is like they're nailing the coffin to WCW shut with each awesome segment that they have with guys that they had. They had Mick Foley and Triple H.
And Stone Cold.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
And they let them all walk. So
because they wanted Kevin Nash.
They needed Nash, dude. Big sexy, man.
And that's the thing, dude. It's like there eventually was a time where there were guys that you wanted more than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And this, when Hulk Hogan was still like not just showing up as a legacy act, like he was still an active wrestler, but there were guys that could help your company more than him. It's just Bischoff couldn't see past Hogan, and he kind of like contracted himself into a corner where he literally wasn't allowed to see past Hogan, right?
Right, yeah. And I think like it's interesting to look at this and look at who's on top and understand the reasons why both companies had the mindset they had. But like Mick Foley's only 34 here. Like he's a 34
That's
city miles.
So crazy, dude.
But
he's 34 like, in dog years.
Yeah. The Rock is like 28 or 29. Stone Cold is in his peak. The Undertaker is still relatively young. Like they've built all these guys, and WCW, because of their contracts, couldn't elevate the younger guys that were getting over, which we'll even touch on a little bit in this, because this infects a little bit of that problem as well. But just to give a little bit of backstory, not a ton, but I'll try to do this fast. Of course, we have the brief Triple H Mankind feud from 1997. They had already had chemistry and met in a mid-card feud where Triple H beats Mankind to win the 1997 King of the Ring. They have one of Andrew's favorite matches and segments of all time at the Great Canadian Stampede. We stand a legend.
It's the we've talked a million times ad nauseum. I'll probably get it tattooed on me. Canadian Stampede's the greatest pay-per-view ever made.
Yeah.
And part of the pay-per-view is Mick and Triple H have a match, but they also just fight the whole show. Like They're fighting back into the arena. They're fighting backstage. They're fighting the whole time during the other
They-
matches are happening.
They just keep interspersing, like, and also Mick Foley and Triple H are still fighting. Like, it's on site for Triple H and Mankind.
It's such a funny gimmick. It's
Yeah.
such a, like, whoever came up with that deserves a gold star. Like, and they just keep fighting. Like, it's just
Yeah, they will never stop.
Yeah.
But then in 1999, I think Triple H does a calculation. I don't know that this is exactly what happened, but he's now a babyface. He's the leader of DX. But I think he looks at both sets of roster and is like, I'm at best the fourth babyface on this roster. There's Austin, there's Rock, there's Mankind, there's the Undertaker if he's a babyface, and there's me. And I don't know that I can ascend to any of those, past any of those guys as a babyface, as the guy who just has a shirt that says "suck it" all the time, right?
Which is funny.
But which is like he made it to the fourth or fifth best spot. You know, I'm sure he wasn't not cashing those DX checks, the merch checks that came in. But I think he's like, on the heel side, there's a lot more movement. Like, if they need a new top heel, The Rock just turned babyface in 1999. They're going to need a new guy. So Triple H turns heel in 99 and actually wins his first world title from Mankind at SummerSlam 1999. The night after SummerSlam, Mankind won the belt in a triple threat with Austin and Triple H. Mankind wins that match out of nowhere, and then the next night they put the belt on Hunter for the first time. So it actually, the gambit worked. He becomes the champion, but he's not fraudulent, but I don't know that he's not made yet. You know what I mean? It's like Adam Sandler and Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. Like, yes, he's the star above the title of the poster, but he's not a movie star yet.
Yeah, but this happens in wrestling where you just kind of know, like, this guy is dependable. He's like good enough in everything he does. And this is him at his like physical Adonis prime.
Yeah.
So it was going to happen for Triple H.
Yeah.
And now he's boinking the president's daughter. So
right. Well, and at the same time, Mick is realizing, like, I'm pretty much at the end of my career. Like, he admits that not just was it like the body was starting to break down, but he was already at this point starting to have cognitive issues, like not being able to spell or remember like basic words and certain body movements and things. So he's pretty much like, well, I'm gonna wrap it up. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin, unfortunately, the Golden Goose has a broken freaking neck, and Austin has to go away for neck surgery in November of '99. So you've got this ascending heel, you've got a babyface that's trying to retire, but you've got an injured and out number one babyface. And so Foley decides to pitch, hey, give me a program with Triple H, like a legit main event program, and I'll try to use the last cachet I have to make this guy.
Yeah.
This is how we make him, is we give him this big program, because Foley at this point is undoubtedly, like, he's a fan favorite, he's beloved, he's one of their top stars, but he still, as this will show, has the juice. Like, Mankind is silly. Mankind is a silly character at this point. There's a lot of Mick Foley in the Mankind at this point.
Yeah.
But he still has, I think, in the mind of the fan, like, this is the guy that got thrown off the cage. Like, this is, in the end, this is a bad motherfucker.
He is truly the hero of the "It's Still Real to Me, damn it, guys." Like,
yeah,
because people appreciate a lot of their favorite wrestlers because of the memories. You appreciate anybody who really gives you profound memories as you grow up in entertainment. But like, the Micker just constantly, first of all, he constantly sacrificed his body. Like, and everybody knows, even that, like, especially once you know that it's not real, it makes what Mick did even more impressive because he was deciding to do all those things.
Yeah.
But he also like, except like once he got out of Cactus Jack, you start to see the innocence in Mick Foley's real life personality. Because like Mankind was this like vulnerable, troubled weirdo, right? And it was obviously an exaggeration. There were things in there that weren't Mick, but you could tell like Mick Foley's just a nice guy who like loves everybody and has fun. And he is just willing to literally almost kill himself to entertain the masses, and a little self-serving. Like he's talked about it. He felt like that's what he needed to do to move up in the business and stuff. But it's like, I think people have a different appreciation for Mick Foley than they do for almost any, like, it's like Mick Foley and maybe Terry Funk, you know,
who are cut like, from the same cloth.
Exactly.
You know?
They have the same voice, so it works.
Right. So for this feud, Triple H at this point has formed the McMahon-Helmsley regime with Stephanie, because I will never know. I guess Stephanie was in on it. Triple H and Stephanie get married, quote unquote, when she's supposed to marry Test. And it's like a weird angle, and we don't have to get into it, but it turns out that she sides with Triple H and helps him beat up her dad at the Armageddon 99 pay-per-view.
Hell yeah.
And him and Shane peace out. And so Triple H and Stephanie take over, and they're the heel GMs back whenever that was still pretty like novel as an idea. So it's DX with Triple H at the helm with Stephanie beside him. That's the heel group. And Mick Foley is the opposition that's trying to rabble rouse the roster to basically stand in opposition to them. And so the very first thing we watch is there's this Mankind promo from December 27th, 99. And I thought this was a pretty good promo. Foley comes out and he's basically like, I'm not trying to get anybody else on my side now. It's just me. But he calls out all of DX. Basically, Mr. Ass is an ass kisser. Road Dogg's a bootlicker. X-Pac isn't even important enough to get a slam.
Yeah, by the way, we have to mention this.
Yeah.
The Road Dogg, just a style icon of the 90s, dude.
Look, he's doing the heavy lifting on can a white guy wear a bucket hat? He was one of our first innovators.
This might be my favorite Road Dogg outfit of all time. He's in, I think they're track pants, but they're kind of, I think they're like windbreaker material pants, but they almost look like pleated dress pants.
They're almost joggers. Like he could, like casual business.
Yeah, you know? He's in a baggy white WWF branded. This is still F, right? Yeah, it's on the screen.
Yeah,
WWF branded turtleneck, a WWF branded bucket hat, and like black dress shoes. He looks like he's in Boys to Men, and he's got his braids coming out the back like this. I'm not joking. I think this might be my favorite Road Dogg outfit ever.
You know, he was brave enough to ask, can a white man wear a bucket hat and have dreads at the same time?
But he didn't ask should. And had he asked should, I would say yes. I'm trying to find another shot of it, because there's another shot where you can see, like, look at this.
There you go. That's wow.
It's just so good, bro.
Well,
look at
Billy
Mr. Ass. He's got his...
he's wearing dress pants also. I don't really understand.
And he's got his shirt tied up like one of the men on film in Living Color. Hated it.
That's the only one who looks like a wrestler is X-Pac. Like X-Pac doesn't have street clothes. He just wears it. He just has gear.
It's like, and you barely see him in the back of this one, and I don't want to scroll too much, but he's just basically wearing like, there it is, dirt bike pants, and he's paying homage to the dirt bike kid. He's wearing dirt bike pants and boots and his 69 jersey.
That's
but anyway,
they sold out 1 million of those, I'm sure, and that bucket hat. He does a slam on Stephanie about the Godfather wants to see her backstage, but that's one too far, and so DX starts beating up Mick. The Rock runs out to make a save, and so Triple H decides that he's going to make a pink slip on a pole match after he says about a dozen times, this place isn't big enough for the three of us.
Yeah. That was the top of the outline he was given. So he had to keep saying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's having the Rock and Sock connection face off against each other, and the Rock doesn't want to retire Mick Foley, obviously, and Mick Foley is probably going to lose to the Rock, but also doesn't want. He loves the Rock.
Yeah.
Like he Mick Foley rides for the Rock.
Yeah, it's a Sophie's choice for both guys, but the Rock has to keep buying those silk shirts, so he can't risk being in the unemployment line.
He's got the Scorpion Man. They only make a couple Scorpion Kings, and like
right.
Mick Foley to the Rock is like I watched a lot of Survivor, and there's a lot of times where like the popular guy who wins all the challenges on Survivor befriends the like out of shape loner because he knows that he can just get the guy that's just another vote for him. He can just have the other guy vote for whoever he wants them to vote for.
Yeah.
And that's the Rock and Sock connection to me.
Well, he's got social capital. Mankind is likable.
Yeah.
The Rock is less likable, but the Rock is the star, clearly, So later on the show, they have the pink slip on a pole match, which we catch the finish of. And you gotta love, it's one of the things, you gotta love Mick, because this is a nothing match on Raw that's like storyline fodder. But he is on the top of the turnbuckle, and he's trying to get the pink slip, and him and The Rock are fighting up there. The Rock slams his head into the pole, and then slams his head into the pole again, and Mick takes a backwards flip bump off the top rope, hits the apron on the way down, straight to the floor. Like, this bump means nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it's gnarly for a Monday Night Raw match. But he has to do it. He can't not do it.
Because that's just how he falls. Like he's not one of those guys that like, because he does know how to fall, but he also like he never fake braces,
right?
For the most part. Like I'm sure there's been times where you could see a Mick Foley spot and be like, right there. He did that very wrestling like, but he figured out how to do it where he could continue his career. Get fucked up for sure. It's not like he didn't get hurt, but like where I don't know if anybody's falls looked more real than Mick Foley's. Like Shawn Michaels had a lot of those as well, but like Mick just reckless abandon with everything he did, and everything looked so good. Like through this, I've seen a decent amount of Mick wrestle, obviously, but I gained such an appreciation for both him and Triple H throughout this whole thing. And that bump is a good call out because once again, like he just goes ass to apron. And what do we know about the apron, Dusty?
I believe, and I didn't build it, but I do know that they call that the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah. It's like made of diamond or something.
Yeah. It's actually dried up molten crust that they formed around the ring.
I need to make the apron harder.
Yeah. It seems too soft. The Rock wins and DX celebrates, and then Mick takes the microphone. He's like, "It's no secret, the old Micker was probably going to hang him up in the year 2000, but this is 1999, and it sucks." And then Jim Ross very quietly goes, "I think it sucks too, Mick."
Yeah.
Like
he goes, "I think it kind of sucks." And Jim Ross goes, "Me too, Mick." And then once again, we always talk about JR speaks. He's a poet, but he speaks for the crowd so well. Like he wears his heart on his sleeve and tells you how to watch this. And I think like I've never heard a wrestling announcer do that as well as JR.
So then they cut to the back, and Mick's saying bye to everybody, and Pat Patterson's there. It's me, Pat Patterson.
Famous.
The original Intercontinental Champion.
I come up with like every finish, like every single one.
Yeah, Royal Rumble creator. Perhaps you've heard of me, Pat Patterson. And then Triple H and Stephanie are mad that Mick hasn't left yet, so they like. Have you seen that scene from Harry and the Hendersons where Harry is being fake mean to the Bigfoot because he wants him to leave, but it's for his own good. And so he's just like, "We don't want you."
No, I
And he's
haven't
like
seen.
screaming at him, and you can it's breaking the Bigfoot's heart. That's essentially what they're doing to Mick
Yeah,
Foley here.
Stephanie hadn't exactly honed her acting chops yet at this point. She's really good at
Yeah.
screaming and slapping, but beyond the screaming and the slapping, there was the talking, and the talking wasn't on top. We did also we at one point Nick goes, "I loved every minute of the last 15 years," and Jerry Lawler goes, "Remember when he fell off that cage?"
Lawler also pretty great in this. He's got some great
so
lines.
good, man.
So they Harry and the Hendersons Mick Foley, and they're like, "Get out of here!"
It was very Mean Girls, like when you see a 12-year-old girl like trying to be mean, but you could tell she's acting. Like that's kind of what it was.
Yeah. So Triple H wins the world title. He uses his booking power to get a match with the Big Show and beats him on the January 3rd edition of Monday Night Raw while Mick is in exile. So they start airing these promos that are called "Have a Bad Day" about unemployed Mick Foley now roaming around doing stuff. Is Mick Foley number one on the list of wrestling impersonations that a person can do?
Meaning like civilians?
Yeah, it's like Foley's pretty easy, but is he number one? And also, if you're doing a Foley, could very easily become a Terry Funk.
That's the problem. Terry Funk is more like this. He sounds more like Squeaky Face Teen. And Mick stays at the top more, like, the Rock and Sock connection. He's talking like, but like, I'm trying to think who's the other contenders? Like, Stone Cold just talks like a dude, but he talks kind of fast, and his S's are like this, like, so you got to do that.
It's hard to do Stone Cold because you have to get the part of Texas he's from, right?
Yeah.
Goddamn kid.
Man, I was too low, you sack of shit, like that type. But
yeah,
The Rock, you just talk fast, but like there's nuance to it. Not a lot of people can do that.
Macho Man, there's a lot of people do Macho Man,
but Macho Man hurts. Like I every once in a while I can do a good Macho Man, and I feel it the next day, just like him flying off the top of that cage.
Yeah. The Flair, I guess, but the woo, that's mostly the woo.
Yeah, and you could do JR. You just got to be up here,
Yeah.
By God, he is broken in half, and it's like,
good God Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you son of a bitch.
They've got a decent Mankind impersonator. I
think this sucked.
I do hate to tell you, they did get me on one part. There's one part that I got to chuckle on.
Is that a woodpecker?
No,
that one got me. He's like, is that Woody Woodpecker? The guy's like, where? Like, why would Woody Woodpecker be?
I think, look, and it's the easiest setup joke 101. But he's on this ride, and he's telling the kid and the lady.
This one got you.
Look, it's
okay.
I'm a simple man,
Yeah.
He's telling him that how unafraid he is. I'm Mankind. I'm the toughest. I'm not afraid of anything. And then it turns out they're on the Jaws ride, and the Jaws pops up out of the water and scares him, and he starts shaking the kid in front of him. But what got me was the line at the end as he goes, well, I'm not scared of that anymore.
That I didn't hear that line, but that line's good. I'll give him that. That
got me. So then we get to the first big segment for Mick Foley here is the January 10th edition of Raw. It opens with The Rock. The Rock is walking to the ring, and it turns out all the wrestlers are around the ring. And The Rock has been chosen to be their representative. I thought it was so funny that, like, the wrestlers are seizing the means of production in this one instance. It's the closest that we will ever get to a union for pro wrestling.
They've never gone after Vince for any of the horrible real life things he's ever done. But you mess with the Micker, you get the horns, dog. You get Perry. Perry Saturn, I don't think is he in yet?
No. I was wondering, the Dudley boys are standing there. I'm like, what do they care?
Steve Blackman's out there.
Yeah. The funniest one to me is Gangrel.
Yeah.
He's a
He's a
vampire.
vampire.
What does he care about workers' rights? Mick
was a very good to me. He signed a picture for my daughter. I don't know what Gangrel sounds like.
That's probably fine. That's or Val Venus, the wrestling porn star. He's you know what? I find this to be an egregious government overreach.
We know Val Venus, the real person, not a union guy, probably.
No, so it's interesting he's out there.
Yeah,
that's how much he cares about Mick Foley.
You know what? I'm gonna forget about my love for capitalism just for the Micker.
You know,
or maybe
what?
he
One
just
time
thinks chicks dig communists.
Oh yeah. That's so basically the Rock calls out the DX and Triple H and Stephanie, and the rest of DX are also not into it because they've turns out being a part of the
establishment.
Yeah, the autocracy makes you unpopular with the boys. So they're like, why don't you go out there? We'll stay back there. And Triple H is like, you don't want to come out here? And he's like, no.
That's just the funny thing about they couldn't help but turn their most anti-establishment guys to corporate butt kissers. Stone Cold shaking the hands with Vince McMahon. Now DX is negotiating 401k shares.
Well, who sucks more than the man, dude? That's the Road Dogg sold out, man. He used to wear a doggy style DX shirt, and now he's wearing that turtleneck. You can tell a sellout when you see it.
Listen, that turtleneck's pretty sick, but it's just I feel like you can keep them heels while still not making them the corporate. Anyway. Vince Russo's not perfect, everybody.
Yeah. It struck me here, literally everything The Rock says is over. Because I don't think that this is a great Rock promo. He kind of fumbles a couple of times over what he's trying to say. And he's trying to get not an overly complicated idea out, but I guess it is not the simplest A to B kind of promo. But no matter what, as soon as he hits the catchphrase, jabroni, the roof blows off the place.
Yeah.
Bring your Rudy Poo candy asses out here. The roof that's being rebuilt is blown off the place.
The workers are up there just fucking pissed. He's about to say Rudy Poo, and I've been working my butt off up here. And
we're just about to tar the roof, and he's gonna tell him that he's gonna layeth the smacketh down on him. We're gonna have to rebuild this whole thing.
That's the thing about The Rock too, is his promos were so good. My least favorite part was the catchphrases. Maybe as a kid I loved it, when I was 12 or at this point 9. But the Rudy Poo does nothing for me.
Right.
The pie does nothing for me. Finally, The Rock has come back does a lot for me. That's one of my that's an all timer for me.
Yeah.
But a lot of those other ones were just the magic was in the middle, and The Rock stumbled more than we remember, I think, because it's just what he did was so hard to be that fast and percussive with how you talk that it's still impressive, even though he stumbles over it a couple times sometimes, Yeah.
Pat Patterson is also out there. He's willing to join the World Rock Federation that The Rock's going to start if they don't give in to the demands.
They didn't workshop that name very well.
No, and also I think The Rock's going to be upset when he's like, wait a second, if I pay them as employees, I have to give them health insurance. Ooh,
fuck!
The Rock didn't figure that.
That's not going to work for The Rock, brother.
Yeah, The Rock's bottom line is going to really be hurt by that.
It's the Stanford prison experiment, huh?
Yeah, there he is. Look at that.
Look at that. That might be the best one I've ever come up with.
That might be the best joke of the whole episode. So basically they're like, our first demand is you have to reinstate Mick Foley, or we walk. And then Triple H goes, you want Mick Foley reinstated? Sure.
He said,
right.
He said, actually, we were going to do that anyway. He's we were going to reinstate him anyway tonight.
I thought that was great because sometimes Triple H, one of his problems as a heel and a babyface is he comes off as too smart or smug.
Yeah.
Like he's already thought 20 moves ahead, which I guess is why he's the game or whatever. But in this one, that's such great stupid bully logic where he's like, sure, we'll reinstate Mick Foley, but not because you asked us to.
Yeah.
We wanted to.
That wasn't your idea. That was my idea. I want it on record.
And then they're like, no more getting fired matches, no more basically no more nepotism, and they just easily agree to every one of these stipulations that The Rock lays out. Like, I don't know how else they could have done it, but it would have been nice for them to have a little bit more resistance to it, you know. But I guess the show of force of the workers trying to snatch back the means of production really put a scare in the.
It would have been funny if there was like a negotiation. It's like the whole episode of Raw.
Yeah, they're just at the table.
Okay. Okay, we'll do the dog collar matches. We can do that.
If you trade me a dog collar match, I'm gonna have to insist that we get rid of the pig slip on a pole match. Hold on, I need to speak with my counsel.
That's a big match. It's a big money match.
Are we? Also, everybody cool? We ordered Chipotle for everybody. I figure it's easy. If you have any diet restrictions, it's pretty customizable.
The crowd is just fucking boo! Boo! Somebody wrestle somebody.
I want to see somebody get pedigreed through this table.
God damn
it. Gangrel, there's no garlic in the Chipotle as far as I can tell.
Thank you.
Flat. So then Foley comes through the crowd and he thanks The Rock, which is also funny because like merely a year ago, The Rock was bashing Mick Foley's brains out with a chair.
You forgot.
Yeah.
Pretty simple solution for that.
He might have legitimately forgot.
He doesn't remember that happening.
No. But then he's like, me and you, Triple H, at the Rumble. It's Mankind versus Triple H for the belt at the Rumble. And then they make an 8-man tag for later. Basically, or they make they make DX do these matches where they have to wrestle each other. And then the main event of the show is going to be the 4 guys in DX versus the Acolytes and the Rock and Sock Connection. And there's a great moment when The Rock reveals the Rock and Sock Connection is going to be part of the other team, where Mick jumps in the air behind him and then he grabs him by the shoulder and The Rock is like, don't fucking touch me.
Yeah, it's like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
You're still the gross kid, dude.
Yeah. I got your job back. I was really hoping the guys would go for the World Rock Federation, actually. But the main event of the show is that 8-man tag. The end of that 8-man tag, it's down to just Mankind and Triple H in the ring. Triple H and Foley fight on the floor, and Triple H pedigrees Mankind through the table.
And it's filthy. Like the pedigree, the pedigree looks like it kind of hurts. Like, you know, there's kind of like it kind of looks like he hits his face on the ground. You know, This one looked like Mick Foley's face went straight into the floor, like not even on the table. Because they're like on the side of the table. I think Mick's shoulder hit the table, and I don't know if it did or not, but it looked like Mick destroyed himself on the floor on that pedigree.
Yeah, the pedigree is a tough one to take through the table because like Triple H is also doing the like arms locked pedigree where you can't really protect yourself at the table and like you're falling further than you do in the ring. So so now Foley's all busted open. They roll back in the ring. Triple H hits another pedigree and wins the match for his team. They brawl after the match, and Foley ends up throwing the stairs at Triple H, and the show goes off the air with Triple H retreating, and Foley's in the ring, and it's an awesome shot. The mask is off, and his whole face is covered in blood.
And that is not the first time you will hear his whole face is covered in blood. In this episode. It's good. I mean, they're getting people really mad at Triple H. Oh boy.
And they're riling it up. So
and the crowd hates Stephanie too, by the way.
Yeah. They're we glossed over it. They're yelling a lot of uncool stuff at Stephanie. for the year 2000.
Listen, you are the crowd you create. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they certainly invited. It's like WCW getting mad because people threw trash in the ring. And it's like, well, you can't be mad. You let it happen. They don't let that shit fly in WWE.
Also, during that segment, for some reason, a guy brought a sign that just said Mick Foley fired.
And, he has no feelings about it. He's just there to chronicle the fact that it happened.
I think he's just trying to remind everybody, like, in case you missed it, maybe it's probably a plant.
Right.
And like Vince was like, I don't know, man. We didn't have a great number last week. Maybe people don't know he was fired.
Right. First they came for Mankind and I said nothing.
Yeah.
Then they came for Cactus Jack and I said nothing. Then they came for me and there was no one to say anything. Me in this case being Gangrel. You know, you got to stand up.
In this case, being
you got to stand up for in the face of oppression. You know, so
I'd love to see Gangrel as a referee. A 1, a 2.
That's a 2. So, the next SmackDown, that was on Raw. The next SmackDown, Triple H is in the ring. It sounds like he's going to get interrupted by Mankind. It's fake Mankind. God damn it. Triple H. It's nothing sacred to you.
How long do we got to do fake Mankind? You know?
Well, not for long, because the fake Mankind starts bowing down to Triple H, and then the real Mankind appears. And this is one of my favorite promo segments ever, and people talk about it as pretty legendary. Mankind starts talking, and he goes, "Mankind is an entertaining son of a gun."
He's still in his bloody shirt from last week.
And
from
he's
the
still in
previous
his bloody shirt, and he's in his regular gear. And he goes, "Mankind's an entertaining son of a gun. He's a damn good author. He's one tough SOB, but I don't think he's ready to face Triple H at Madison Square Garden." And there's a cut to Triple H, who's scowling, and then suddenly gets the biggest shit-eating grin. Like this whole segment has great Triple H acting.
Triple H goes, "You're damn right," like multiple times. And you know, in wrestling, they do that. And they do it multiple times because they don't know if the camera caught the first one. But yeah, it's very, very good.
And so Mankind goes, "I think the crowd deserves a substitute." And the crowd starts kind of buzzing. And I can say, I think this is early online wrestling internet as far as I remember, but this was kind of buzzed about. Like, are they going to flip it? Is it going to be Cactus Jack? Like, this had been kind of going around. So the crowd starts buzzing, and it's always cool in wrestling to let the crowd get a little bit ahead of the thing you're doing if the crowd is paying attention and they're as hot as these crowds are, because you can get that sort of rumble,
the anticipation,
the pre-pop of what the pop's going to be. And so Mankind goes, I think I have a replacement. I think you know the guy. And he rips the Mankind mask off, and he tears open his shirt, and he's got the Cactus Jack shirt on underneath, and he switches. Like, I don't want to be too hyperbolic or verbose, but like, there is a difference. And that's why Mick Foley's a goddamn genius. He starts talking as Cactus Jack, and you can tell that Mankind and Cactus Jack are different, and Triple H sells this as though Mick Foley's got 10 feet tall all of a sudden.
Yeah, he stands different. He walks different. He's a lot more intense. Like, he doesn't have as much of a lean over to the side anymore. Like, it is. You're right. It seems like a very different person. And Triple H looks genuinely scared.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot this guy,
motherfucker! I was hoping for dude love."
The other guy.
Why couldn't it have been dude love?
Cactus gets in the ring. He starts beating down Triple H. He gets attacked by the fake Mankind with a chair, but you can't hurt Cactus Jack with no weak ass chair shot.
Yeah.
So Cactus beats up the fake Mankind and then hits him with a cactus elbow off the apron with the chair onto the prone fake Mankind that's on the announce table. And Triple H's reaction is like he just saw this guy get murdered by Cactus Jack. And Jack gets in the ring and he's like yelling for a mic, which I thought was awesome. He's like, "Give me the goddamn mic." And he gets on the thing and he goes, "You're gonna make me bleed, but it's not the first time." and I'm going to make you bleed. And you got to believe me, I'm going to rip your ass apart in New York City. Like an awesome promo to sell this pay-per-view. And Jerry Lawler just goes, "This is bad."
As a guy who roots for the bad guys.
Yeah, I didn't expect this Cactus Jack. I was thinking Dude Love too. I like this sells.
It would have been funny if Jerry Lawler like was like, "Who's that?" Like he has no idea who Cactus Jack is.
Yeah, Cactus Jim.
This new guy's scary.
Yeah, this sells, in my estimation, 1 million pay-per-views. Like this segment rules. The transformation, both guys are at are working this thing. Like it doesn't work if Triple H doesn't sell that this guy's a murderer.
Yeah,
you know, and like he does a great job of doing that. They both deserve credit for that. I think a really great segment.
This is how you do the demon. Like we've had the demon angle from multiple people. You know, unfortunately, Finn Balor's 4 feet tall. You know, and he's dope. And the demon was over for a little bit, but the demon's not going to be a legend. Like, and it's not just because he's short. It's just like Mick Foley's a very special person, and Cactus Jack spent years and years giving himself CTE and losing half an ear to build this character. And I mean, we'll talk about it during the Cell thing. Probably we watched a Hell in a Cell in person with the demon, and it was cool. But they had to pause the match for like 20 minutes because the demon got a cut on his head.
Yeah. And if he's the demon, it would seem like that would be the least of his concern.
It is pretty sick, though. Shout out to Finn Balor. He got his head stapled in the ring and finished the match. Yeah, but still,
that deserves credit, but it certainly hurts the demon to not be able to bleed. Yeah, and so now, like, I think in Mick Foley's book, he talked about, like, Mankind had become this babyface that was, like, even for kids, you know, like Sacco, and he's funny, and he's like, you root for him, and he's kind of cuddly, but he's not intimidating anymore. Like, and that was on purpose that Mick made that transition.
Mick didn't want to be that guy anymore, you know.
One, he didn't feel like he could do it. You know, it's like he decided to become more entertaining than menacing. But in his back pocket, he's got Cactus Jack, who's got the years and years of cachet of being a legitimate deathmatch champion, and, you know, like barbed wire and all this shit that you can bring that back out, and that guy hasn't had his image like minimized at all at this point. And that's how you sell the pay-per-view. So the first match we watched from Royal Rumble 2000 is a street fight at Madison Square Garden between Triple H and Cactus Jack. 19,231 people in attendance. This did 590,000 buys, which is actually down, unfortunately, from Royal Rumble 99, which did 650,000, and the 2001 Royal Rumble, which did 625. But those both have Steve Austin in a chase for the world title. So I don't think this is a bad number at all. This is you're trying to get your new main event guy over.
Close to 600,000 pay-per-views is like it's a success almost. Like, unless if Conor McGregor and Khabib did 600,000, people would have been bummed out. But like there are very few things that would be sad to have 600,000 sold pay-per-views. And Mankind's on the 1999 one, dude.
Yeah,
do you know who he wrestled?
That's where he got his head bashed in by The Rock.
Oh yeah, it was that one. Okay, so you're right. Yeah, I forgot it was such a famous match. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Big Boss Man defeated the Road Dogg. Go fuck yourself, Ray Traylor. You son of a bitch.
I believe X-Pac defeated Gangrel.
He did.
For
the European Championship.
Yep. Bad night for our guy. I will also say the Cactus Jack theme song, pretty good. That bow down. That
for some reason it reminds me of Scorpions, Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Oh, okay. I can hear that. Yeah. But I like it. I think it works for him. I Love this match. This is one of my favorite matches of all time. I think this is the first time you've seen this match. What are your thoughts? I'll let you take it, and then we can talk a little bit more about it.
It's really good. It's you know, I don't love the deathmatch wrestling. I don't really like barbed wire. I don't really like thumbtacks. I don't like all that type of stuff. But these two guys, man, like the big theme, like Triple H sells his butt off every time he's in the ring in this feud, and Mick makes everything look good. Like
Yeah.
nothing looks hokey or fake with Mick Foley, even though his style lends itself to hokiness and fakeness. Sometimes, you know, it's
Yeah.
like even Terry Funk every once in a while, you'd see something and be like, okay, Terry, like, you know, like, you know, when he's laying in the barbed wire and he's twitching like this, you know,
one of the our all-time greatest wrestling twitcher.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
100%. But when Mick brings out the 2x4 with barbed wire, there's no way he ain't getting hit by that 2x4 with barbed wire.
right.
That's
One
the thing
guy's
about Mick
wearing
Foley.
a shirt, the other guy's not wearing a shirt. So who do you think the barbed wire's hitting?
The thing about Mick Foley, his persona is whenever he raises the stakes, he is not ultimately raising the stakes for his opponent. Whenever Mankind or whenever Cactus Jack introduces something super dangerous into the match, that thing is going to happen to him.
That's actually a really good point. He's hoisted on his own petard.
Just
constantly.
Always, bro. It's his idea to go to the top of the cage. He brings in the freaking the 2x4 with the barbed wire around it.
Yep.
He pours the thumbtacks on the ground.
Yep.
Like it's just always facing the doo-doo. And it's because it is both his character's nature to introduce those things,
right,
and him as a person's nature to be willing to do those things,
right.
And nobody else like has either of those things.
Who do you think's idea it was to have the I Quit match with The Rock? Yeah. I'll give you one guess.
Hit me like fucking 50 times, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are great points. Triple H in this match is so goddamn jacked.
Yeah, he's huge. His triceps are weird.
It is insane what the shape this man has got himself into. Like, it must just be steroids in that bottle that he's drinking before he gets to the ring. Like, there's no way to explain it. I thought
he was probably taking those steroid gummies that A-Rod would take before games.
Yeah.
Why not? Dude?
Like, he looks insane. This delivers on everything that you would want to sell it on as a street fight and as a Cactus Jack match. They fight all around the floor. Nobody takes a chair shot sell better than Mick Foley. Like, when he gets blasted in the head in this match, he falls. Like, he doesn't fall the way wrestlers fall. Like, he falls like a deer that got shot.
He crumbles. Yeah, he's really good at that. He does it. He does it in the next match too, where like a lot of wrestlers, they'll fall and they land in like a decided like orientation on the ground.
Yeah.
Mick Foley lands in an incidental orientation on the ground. He lands where he fell. He ends up where he fell. Like, and he's got a leg in a weird place, and like he's just he crumbles down to the ground. He's so good at it. But I would tell you as well, very few people, for my tastes, take big shots as entertaining as Triple H does when he wants to sell really hard. Like,
he's working the hair. That, like, having that hair helps a lot. Like,
and the wobbliness.
He's not afraid to look like buffoonish.
Yeah.
You know, whenever he's selling. I thought the stuff with the barbed wire bat or the 2x4, I'm with you. Like, it's okay because it's so rare in WWE to be doing this. But I'm not huge on deathmatch wrestling either. Like, this is about as far as I am willing to go.
Yeah, I don't want to watch John Moxley stab somebody in the head with a fork. Like,
Right.
that's not why I'm turning the TV on. But like, this is Cactus Jack's last run. You can't PG Cactus Jack's last run. Like,
Triple H must have gobbled about 1 million aspirin before he bladed in this match, because he is Crimson Mask, as Gordon Solie used to say, throughout like 90% of this goddamn match.
He's pouring buckets of blood.
Yeah. I love the announcers in this match. I love wrestling announcing in general. So like, JR is Mick Foley's biggest advocate and ally, but even he doesn't want to see Mick Foley use barbed wire to beat Triple H, even though Triple H fired him and humiliated him, and will gleefully use the barbed wire on him. He's like, Mick, this is not the way to win the championship. What did you think the street fight with Cactus Jack was going to come to?
Listen, JR speaks for humanity. He has an overarching morality. Like, Cactus Jack is crazier than he's comfortable with, even though he's rooting for Mick Foley in this match. So, like, I agree with you, but I think it's brilliant. Like, it seems like JR really sat and thought about who his character was, because it's like, I have limits. I'm a human being. I'm not a wrestling character in this, because I speak for the human beings in the crowd. So I have to have a human line, not a TV wrestling line, because a real person watching that, if it was a real thing, would be saying the same thing. Like, oh, come on, dude. Like, we don't have to mangle somebody for life in front of kids in the front row, you know? So, like, if he's like, get him, all that, it completely changes JR's character.
That's true, yeah. Ultimately, this match comes down to Triple H is down. Mick has the advantage. He goes and gets thumbtacks from under the ring, which is almost unheard of in WWF. They do have thumbtacks in the Hell in the Cell with The Undertaker and Mankind. And apparently, Triple H and Mick tried to pitch the thumbtacks to Vince before the show. And they're like, we were thinking about thumbtacks. And he goes, maybe leave the thumbtacks in the back. And as soon as Vince left, Triple H turned to Mick and went, put the thumbtacks under the ring. Because it was like, better to ask for forgiveness than permission kind of situation. And like, that's how you use them. It's so rare. And as soon as he pulls the thumbtacks out, you can hear the crowd peaks to like another level, because they don't see that shit all the time. It's like, you had to pay $30, or my friend Jeremy's dad had to pay $30 for us to watch a dude get thrown into thumbtacks in the year 2000. So,
and Jerry Lawler's like, it's a sandbag. He's going to hit him over the head with a sandbag. Those things are heavy.
Yeah, and that'll kill a guy for sure.
JR goes, I don't think so, King.
He's playing Al Borland in this situation. But of course, like you said, the thumbtacks are not meant for Triple H's body.
Triple H was never going to land on those thumbtacks, except for on his knee pads.
Yeah, and in his boots. So Cactus runs at him, gets back body dropped into them, and then, of course, wrestling sells. He's got to roll around in the thumbtacks after he's in them. Triple H hits a pedigree. Cactus Jack kicks out. Huge pop. Like, that was a real false finish where the crowd was down, and then he kicked out, and they were so happy to see him kick out. He immediately gets set up and pedigreed into the tacks
onto the tacks
like a madman. It gets pinned, and Triple H wins. There's a great shot of Foley laying in the tacks face up, and there's thumbtacks all along his eyebrow.
Literally, like, in his face. And for those of you listening, I'm sure you know wrestling quite a bit. They're real thumbtacks.
Yes.
Like, these aren't like retractable thumbtacks. These are shoot thumbtacks.
And Mick Foley tells a story where they're like, you took a pedigree into thumbtacks. Are you insane? And he's like, well, I knew what I was doing. He's like, I figured I'd turn my face and I'd close my eyes really tight. And he goes, I might lose an eye, but imagine the pop. Like, that's, dude, that's the spirit of a person that I'm not built with, like I'm not losing my eye for the pop.
And listen, I haven't been cheered for that to that level, but
Yeah.
I've been cheered for before. Feels great.
Yeah, I'm saying it's sick.
Being cheered for in a giant arena must be like the best drug ever.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see why like he has less inhibitions than like I would, because he's felt that drug and he has the ability to feel that drug. But God damn it, like thumbtacks feels like that would really, really suck. How much would you need to take a back bump onto thumbtacks?
Ooh.
This is gonna show how poor I am.
Yeah, a back bump. I 25 G's. I'd back bump into tax.
I think I'd do it for like $3 to $5 grand.
I was thinking dude. the low ball. You could get me for 10 grand.
Yeah,
you know, like
because it's gonna suck.
It'll hurt.
It's gonna suck. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I'm not in risk of losing my eye, like I've been in pain before, like
yeah. A back bump's gonna suck. The thing will suck the most, I feel like maybe like the skull. Try to keep it off the skull, but if it's just straight back, like I got some meat there. My problem is I don't have a lot of meat, so they're gonna be like, it went straight into his spine. He's never gonna move again. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna buy an Xbox.
No, I'll be like, now there's something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
Yeah.
So
now he's ornery.
26 minutes 51 seconds. This gets 4.5 stars from the Wrestling Observer. Like, this to me is the peak sort of blood and guts kind of death match style wrestling, because there's still a story throughout the whole thing. It's a blood feud between these two guys. You buy that these two guys hate each other, and it's like, it is a money match. They're not doing it for nothing.
Yeah, it's not my favorite match in the world just because it's not my favorite type of wrestling. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't see how it's not 5 stars, because, like you said, it still had a story. It wasn't just like for the hardcore title. It was like there's a lot that went into this. It's one of Mick Foley's last stands. You get some new nostalgia, but it's not like slap you in the face nostalgia. And like, there's real danger. There's good back and forth. There's a story within the match. Like, I don't know, but I'm not mad about it, but I don't see what you dock this match for.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the thing that hurts, like the guy that gets to hurt the most in this match is Triple H, and it's on a fairly innocuous spot. There's a spot where they're wrestling outside of the ring in the aisleway, and Mick sets up 2 pallets. And when you watch, you can see one of the pallets is already kind of broken, and he suplexes Triple H on that pallet, and Triple H gashes his calf open terribly.
That's where that happened, because the next segment we watch is them backstage, and Micker's just standing there like in a haze, covered in blood and spit, and like he's just destroyed. And Triple H is on a stretcher basically, and he's bandaged up and he's bleeding everywhere, and he's asking for water, and his face is still covered in blood. And they like slowly go past his calf, and I was like, "There's a chunk out of his calf." Like, I didn't know I never spotted where that happened.
There's a longer clip of that was on the DVD release of this that I tried to find, but that was the best one I could find, was that little 30-second segment. But there's a part where they have Triple H ready to stitch his calf up, and the guy doing the stitches is like, "Hey, I'm going to have to squeeze your calf for a minute to make sure there's not wood in there." And I was like, God damn, dude.
Dude, there's an old Marilyn Manson DVD where he gets a chunk out of his knee during a concert, and he goes backstage to get it sewn up, I think to go back out and finish the show, and it's so gross. It's very similar. It's very similar, but they actually, because it's a Marilyn Manson DVD, they show the stitching and all that. He's like, "Oh, motherfucker, man."
It's just like this guy being like, "Hey man, I'm not trying to hurt you anymore, but we got to make sure there's not any wood in this thing." And he's like, and Triple H is like, "Okay." do it, I guess. But yeah, I love that match. I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
They decide to follow this up a couple weeks later on Raw. Mick Foley's still just a spur in Triple H's boot. Like he can't get rid of him. And in the meantime, a few guys from WCW have showed up. Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and a guy that I don't know. All show up.
He looks familiar. He's kind of got bitter beer face. They call him a Wolverine. I don't know. Yeah. They're all short anyway.
Yeah, vanilla midgets. But the Radicals have shown up. They were legit released by WCW because WCW was like, if anybody wants to quit and they don't want to work here, we'll give you a release right now. And those 4 guys were like, hey, us.
Oh, our 3 of our best 4 wrestlers? And Perry Saturn?
And Perry Saturn, who was a very good wrestler.
He was a very good wrestler.
Yeah. So immediately, Jim Ross is like, yes, obviously. Yeah. The one that they were least sold on, that Vince was least sold on, was Eddie Guerrero.
I knew you were going to say it was Eddie Guerrero.
Insane to me.
The best one out of all of them, like in terms of like overall package, in my opinion, you know.
R.I.P. by the way to Eddie Guerrero, who the 20th anniversary of his death was a couple days ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we stand a legend.
Yeah, man, he was one of the best ever. Rey Mysterio wrote something in the Players Tribune for him, and I didn't read it, but I have seen some quotes for it, and it seems like it was really well written and really heartfelt. I need to go back and read it, but check it out for those of you that are out there.
Yeah, and he was like, I wish he could see Dominic, like because
dude, holy shit,
yeah.
That's the one guy I've ever been wrong about.
That's a dude that everybody I think was wrong about. Was like everybody was over it, and then he turned heel, and we were like, oh, there it is. This guy's a fucking star.
He's amazing, and he's probably gonna go babyface at some point because they can't stop cheering him.
Yeah,
but it's like,
but now it's earned. He'll be great as a babyface now.
He's a goddamn superstar, man.
Yeah, he's actually on the poster for Lids, the hat shop. I was walking around the mall the other day, and they have their like advertisement out front, and I was like, "Is that Dominic Mysterio?" Put him out there, dude.
Bizarro world, bro. Trump in the White House. Dominic Mysterio on Lids.
So they bring those guys in as kayfabe, or well, they are friends of Mick Foley's, but kayfabe, Foley's bringing them in to try to get them WWF deals, right?
Yeah.
So they have a set of matches where, unfortunately, this is such a Vince McMahon thing to do, and it got worse because of an unfortunate thing that happened. But like, they're giving them tryout matches, and they're like, if you win 2 of the 3 matches against DX, we'll give you a contract. So the first match was Malenko versus X-Pac, and Malenko loses to X-Pac. Then it's Perry Saturn and Guerrero versus the New Age Outlaws. The Guerrero and Saturn are supposed to win, but when Eddie hits the frog splash, he dislocated his elbow. And so, yeah, dude, it sucks if you watch it. He like hits the frog splash, and then he looks at his elbow, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And Billy Gunn basically pins him to like. I don't know why he did. Yeah, to end the match.
Pretty stupid, you Mr. Ass.
Yeah, and so now it's 2-0. So now the stakes for the Benoit Triple H match don't exist.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be 1-1 going into that match. And then Triple H beats Benoit. So now the new hot guys coming over from the other company lose to 0. They go 0-3 against DX.
Against guys who are already over.
Yeah, don't need it. So they're like, fuck, we got to have a new way to sign these guys. So they basically call out Cactus Jack because they've lost these matches to thank him for the opportunity. And I thought Dean Malenko sounds like RFK Jr.
All right.
In this segment. If you close your eyes, sounds like he's got a worm in his brain.
Yeah,
but he's
that is one I wish I could do. Not because like the thing that sucks is you can't do it now because it's political impressions are so fucking annoying and hacked now. But I wish I could do that voice.
Yeah. That's,
the little thing in the background, I can't make it happen.
Did you hear the interview where somebody asked him about it and he was like, I'd sound better if I could. I just can't. But anyway.
One time I was having a panic attack and I was talking like this because my brain was shutting down. And it's because I took too big of an edible.
Yeah.
And my ex-girlfriend who I was with when it happened was like, are you serious right now? And I was like, do you think I want to talk like this?
You think this is a choice? So Stephanie and Triple H comes out. Stephanie's doing some really bad acting here. And Triple H is like also not doing great he's like exploring the space of the ramp. Like he keeps walking up and down the ramp
like while Chris Rock.
While he's cutting the promo. He owns that space, you know. That's his. Basically Triple H is like, I'm done with you, Cactus. We'll do one more match. And it can be whatever kind of match you want, but like after that there's no more rematches. There's nothing.
Well, he also says no bullshit. He's like, there's gonna be no fucking barbed wire on a bat. Yeah. There's gonna be no thumbtacks. He's like, no metal objects. Because even we glazed over. Cactus Jack gets handcuffed behind his back during the last match. The Rock comes in to save him, and then some rogue police officer just runs in and uncuffs him for no reason.
Look, if you see something, say something, and the New York City police will be there to help. It was a callback to the '99 match because The Rock handcuffs Mick Foley before he bashes his brains in. Yeah.
He bear Jewed his ass.
Yeah. He's going to beat his brains in with a baseball. So Foley's like, all right, I'll bite. He's like, but Hell in a Cell, which doesn't make any sense character-wise because Mick Foley didn't win any of those Hell in a Cell matches. He lost all of them. And he got thrown off the cell. So,
I think it makes sense because Cactus Jack is always walking towards danger, you know?
Sure,
he doesn't give a fuck about if he won or
I'm
0-2 in Hell in a Cell, so I shouldn't do that. What are my analytics for a Falls Count Anywhere match?
He needed to moneyball it, but he's more of an old school scout kind of guy. He goes with his gut.
What you really want is batting average.
Over a long enough curve, home runs are really the best.
You just got to get on base and/or hit home runs. It's a 3 true outcome situation.
I can either win inside the cell, get thrown off the cell. Those are the 2 true outcomes. So he's like, but I want it to be a title match. I want to win the world title. And Triple H is like,
because he wants to main event WrestleMania.
He wants to main event WrestleMania. And Triple H sells the stipulation of Hell in a Cell like he forgot Hell in a Cell's a match type that can get picked.
Fuck! I didn't say no Hell in a Cell, bro.
I thought metallic objects pretty well covered cells.
A cell is a giant, the biggest metallic object.
You know what? Fault's on me. So Triple H is like, fine, if you want a Hell in a Cell for the belt, I want it to be career versus title. And of course, Foley accepts because he wants to main event. What's funny is at the beginning of this segment, it's supposed to be an X-Pac match before the Radicals chase him off. And then suddenly, as Triple H is walking down to the ring, X-Pac appears again. So he's just been standing there this entire promo between Triple H and
he's just stretching and staying warm.
Yeah. He's throwing fake karate kicks.
He's doing phantom Bronco busters in the corner to get loose.
It turns out Triple H is like, he signed the Radicals, but he wants their loyalty for signing them. So then the Radicals beat down Cactus Jack. Benoit hits a flying headbutt. That will certainly not cause any trouble later.
Yeah.
And then Triple H hits Pedigree for an exclamation point on this segment. I thought this also a pretty good segment. Makes sense to move to the heightening. Like, how do you heighten the street fight? You've got to do something bigger than that, and you've got to have more stakes.
Yeah.
So that leads us to Hell in a Cell from No Way Out 2000, Cactus Jack versus Triple H. This is at The Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut, 12,551. A buy rate of 480,000, which is down, or no, it's up actually from the 1999 event, which had 450,000, but down from the 2001 version, which had 590,000. So, but I don't know if you want to look it up real quick. The 1998 version was called St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and it has a sick poster, like a sick promo poster for the pay-per-view.
I'm looking for it right now.
Right.
You said 1998?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm finding some indie bullshit. Hold on.
Sorry, 1999.
1999. I was dreaming when I met this. Is it fucking Vince?
Yep, holding the roses, but he's got, look at his hand.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna. Here we go. Come on, you bitch.
He's talking to Vince.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's
he's got a
sick.
snarl.
Yeah, and his
one
hand
of the
is
S's
covered in blood.
Is backwards.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's Vince versus Austin in a steel cage for the right for Austin to main event WrestleMania in 1999. Did I convince my mom to order that pay-per-view instead of going to a Newsboys concert? I did indeed.
Oh, you were gonna see fucking Love Liberty Disco?
I'm gonna see. I'm sorry, Stone Cold and Vince in a cage. Goddamn cage.
Entertaining angels.
Hold
on. I don't know if Love Liberty Disco had come out yet.
I believe it is out at the moment that this
nobody knows what we're talking about. 1999. This is peak Newsboys, dog.
Dude, Mankind versus The Rock in a last man standing match. Vince versus Stone Cold in a cage.
We're goddamn entertaining angels.
Yeah, that's my entertaining angels. All right, so it's really funny. The match starts. Cactus Jack goes towards the door because I think he's threatened in a promo that I couldn't find to jump off the top of the cage onto Triple H, killing him essentially. And that's his intention in this match, is to get to the top of the cage.
Yeah, and I think he was just kind of showing everybody, hey, there's like 8 padlocks. Like the Lowe's in Hartford, Connecticut was out of padlocks.
And Jerry Lawler goes, I knew Cactus Jack would get cold feet.
Yeah, and, he's trying to leap.
Yeah. So, what's interesting is I always wonder why Mick Foley has such a hard time walking around. And I think I solved it by watching these matches.
Do you actually wonder that?
Yeah. Where he's just slamming his knee into shit all the time for the heat. He rams even on offense. He's using his knees for offense.
Oh yeah, and we in the last match he got flipped, like back suplexed, I think, onto, or it was like a hip throw or something, onto the steps. His leg hit the steps. Like his knees are just jelly at this point. I wonder, has he had like knee and hip replacements?
I believe he's had hip replacement. The last picture I saw of him, he was in a scooter, which I don't know if something happened. But let the man scoot if he wants to.
Hell yeah! Oh yeah, I've seen that where people were like they posted a video. No, it was Dean Malenko. They had a video of Dean Malenko in a scooter at like a convention. Where
I think he has muscular dystrophy.
Oh fuck,
or something. He has a disorder, or Parkinson's maybe. But that's a recent picture I saw of him, but I don't know if that's like a permanent situation. Triple H gets hit between the legs by a chair from Cactus Jack, and Jim Ross calls it barbaric birth control, that's got to be coming in off the top of the head.
Some sort of barbaric birth control.
That's one hell of a way to get a vasectomy, I'll tell you.
One thing about Cactus Jack is he's coming for them nuts. Like, hide your wieners.
Yeah,
that guy plays dirty, 100%.
That's dirty pool, mister.
He had a right knee replacement in 2019.
Okay.
And it left in a hip replacement in 2017. And he had another surgery in 2017 that it wasn't detailed publicly, and left knee surgery in 1999.
Yeah,
That's what's known as so
that's
far.
all makes sense.
Yeah.
This has one of the few, I want to shout it out because I rarely see it. A good catapult spot.
That
Most
was a really
times,
good catapult spot
most times when dudes do the catapult, it looks like shit.
because the guy has to jump.
Yeah,
Like
because
the guy goes prone, and as soon as the bottom guy gets to his back, the other guy then does a little jump to fly.
Yeah, there's no fulcrum.
Yeah,
You got to use goddamn science.
you
like
lose
the
you lose the fulcrum.
You idiot. So the big creative thing in this match that I really liked is
we got to detail the catapult spot. So
yes, go ahead.
The Micker is hurt on the steps, and Triple H gets up on the steps, and I think he's gonna was he gonna pedigree him on the steps?
Yeah, he was.
And then so Mick drops down, grabs Triple H's he pushes Triple H over. Triple H takes a back bump off the steps. Mick grabs his arms, and Mick takes a back bump off the steps, falls off the steps, and catapults Triple H into the fence. And I agree with you. That's probably the best catapult spot I've ever seen.
And wouldn't you know it, that catapult spot,
Crimson Mask.
we're opening up another one. Not only are all the padlocks gone in Hartford, all the aspirin in Hartford is gone.
And at that point, I did notice, and I got them explained later, there's some odd looking holes in the cage.
Yeah. Well, they learned their lesson,
it's a good idea.
You fool me once, shame on me. So the thing is, how do you get out of the cage? Point of this match is you can't get out. So, but everybody knows you're going to the top of that fucking cell.
Yeah.
So how do you get up there? So I thought creatively pretty good. Mick Foley has the stairs, and he goes to chuck them at Triple H, and Triple H moves, and the stairs bust open the side of the cage.
Yeah, and then Mick, because the cage opens, and Mick, I don't know if he's trying to make sure that it's opened enough or what he's doing. He immediately throws himself through the part of the cage. But because all of you listening, just imagine the corner, it's just the bottom right corner of this sheet of chain link was dislodged. So the right vertical part and the bottom part were dislodged. So he goes through it. It comes up to let him out, but it's like is it a Chinese finger trap, I guess, where he goes in, but it closes on top of him, and then he tries to roll back into the cage with this chain link just on his body. It just pinched his ass all the way through, and it was for no reason. He just went out and came right back in.
Yeah, you could have just thrown the steps at it some more.
Again, something inanimate, but
I think that's how he busted his arm open, because his arm is.
I think that's why how he scratched his arm.
He scraped his arm all over.
He also got hit with barbed wire a bunch of times. So
that's very true. Yeah. There's no space next to between the cage and the announce tables. Everything's wedged. And so Triple H gets power drived on the announce table, which looks sick. Every time they busted the spot out, it looks sick. But then he doesn't have anywhere to go to feed Mick for the next spot. So he has to kind of roll awkwardly into position from the announce desk, because it's barricade, table, cell. There's no space.
I'm proud of Triple H. Got his own monitor out of the way before he got piled up.
Yeah. He's not going out like Randy Orton.
He's a pro, dude. Those of you, I don't know. I don't even think this is a very famous spot. Me and Dusty were watching wrestling for one of the first times ever. Randy Orton didn't get rid of the monitor. He took a backdrop onto the monitor, and it fucked him up.
It was WrestleMania 30. They were Batista bomb RKOing Daniel Bryan. So Randy Orton takes his own back bump, but he didn't move the monitor, so he just lands full ass on the monitor, and you could tell how angry he is.
Oh, dude,
happened.
it hurt like shit. But so as soon as Triple H, as soon as they're getting ready for that spot, Triple H grabs the middle monitor and just gets the fuck rid of it.
Yeah, like, I know I'm being power drived.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to block it. I'm just moving this. Of course, Mick Foley, while he's a man of his word, he's not going to not bring barbed wire 2x4 to this match. So, but very smart. Now it has a loop on it, so he can climb with it because he knows he's taking it to the top with him. I imagine just Mick Foley at home being like, I'm going to want to take this to the top of the cage.
I'm going to need some kind of apparatus at the bottom.
He's going to the Undertaker. Do you think you could fasten like a loop? I know you make caskets. I assume craftsmanship is kind of just
how's your fabrication?
Yeah, just a 1-to-1. Or he's at like a store that that fabricates things, and he's like, no, I need to be able to hold it by the wrist. And also, like, imagine I'm climbing a structure. Maybe I'm bleeding and I'm kind of tired already. How easy would it be?
I've been concussed, and there's a really big guy at the top of this thing.
Yeah. So
also, I want it to be very flammable.
Yeah. So Triple H climbs to the top of the cell, and then Mick follows him. But of course, Star Wars Episode 3 isn't out yet, so Mick doesn't know about the high ground. So
this is where the holes come into play. They have cut strategic holes into the side of the cell so these guys can stick their whole foot into, and they're not climbing these little chain links, which I'm glad they did, but I couldn't stop looking at them.
It definitely breaks the illusion of like, well, how are they going to get up there?
It breaks the organic nature of this. Like, it wasn't a whim idea, but Mick gets to the top of the cell, and I guess you could just chalk it up to him being crazy. For some reason, just throws the 2x4 and like he's jumping a fence with his backpack. Like, he just throws the 2x4 with barbed wire right at Triple H's feet. He just chucks it so he can fit it. Let me just get up here, man. The rules of war state that you let me get up on the Geneva Convention.
Or maybe he thought like a cat is afraid of a cucumber because they think it's a snake. Like Triple H will have PTSD. He won't want to touch the barbed wire board. But of course, Triple H grabs it, rubs it across Mick's forehead, and then Mick takes a back bump off the side of the cage through the announce table. And that announce table, like, it offers so little in the way of resistance.
It was like it was made of cardboard. And it also, like, it kind of looked like Mick might have hit the back of his head on the ground. Like, because he kind of slightly overshot, you know?
Yeah.
It's a tough bump.
We get our first cactus is broken in half. By God.
Earlier on in the match too, Cactus Jack jumps off and he's got a chair, and he jumps onto Triple H, who's laying on the ground. And JR said, "With vengeance at heart, Cactus Jack just put that steel chair through the prone body of the game."
Dude,
with vengeance at heart, dude.
He would be He could be Hemingway.
He really could
in a different life. Now, unfortunately, Cactus recovers. He's trying to get a chair on top of this cell, and just it ain't happening.
He greatly overestimates his chucking ability. He's on the side ringside with a steel chair, and he tries no less than 4 times to throw it. And also, what's the end goal here? You're throwing it to your enemy. Who's waiting up there. And the second one hits the cameraman. Did you see it?
Yeah, well, and they're like not far from the crowd. Like, one of these chairs could definitely wing a kid that's in this audience. So finally he abandons that plan, and he's just like, I'm climbing to the top because the match is going to finish at the top. I got to get up there. So but of course Triple H is waiting for him and is just wearing him out with this barbed wire 2x4. Just
beating
kicking
the dog shit out of him.
Foley takes back over. There's a corner of the cage they fight in that starts to give way, and so of course Mick Foley does a snap suplex on the top of the cage where his body hits the part of the cage that's collapsing, and Triple H falls into one of the not falling apart parts of the
Yeah,
cage.
he lands on the supporting like poles.
Yeah, the truss or whatever. But Mick takes the barbed wire 2x4 and conceals it for a second, and suddenly that son of a bitch is on fire.
Yeah.
And uh, it looks cool as shit. Like whatever. There's a shot where he's just got it above his head,
Yeah.
and it's this board that's on fire.
It's worth it for that shot alone.
It looks sick. He hits Triple H with it once, and then he's signaling that he's going to power drive Triple H on top of that flaming barbed wire bat, and presumably through the cage to kill him. Is the at least what this seems to indicate to me, which is what he's telling the crowd. But of course, because Mick Foley is Mick Foley, he gets back body dropped on top of the cell, and the cell breaks away. Mick falls into the ring, and the ring breaks. Now, I'm not telling any tales out of school. The ring is gimmicked. And guess what?
And the canvas is gimmicked.
And the canvas is gimmicked. And guess what? I don't care. Good. I'm glad they gimmicked it.
Dude, me too. And it was so well done. Like,
it still looks sick.
It's so crazy how perfectly they nailed that. Like, Foley walks up to him and he basically just leans forward and chucks Foley over his back, and Foley lands perfectly on that square and lands perfectly in the part of the ring that they cushioned.
Yeah.
It's like, I just wrote down when I saw this, like, these guys are freaking pros to do that, to like get that so perfect. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then there's an awesome part, like the end of this is awesome. Foley is dead. He might as well, he's DED dead. And Triple H climbs down the broken part of the cell into the ring, and Foley hasn't moved. And so he kicks Mick Foley's arm, and like a zombie, Foley like rises out of the indented part of the ring and starts crawling towards him. And the crowd erupts for that, obviously, but then Triple H hits him for a pedigree, and picks up the win, deflating the crowd. But again, you look at all of these pedigrees for the win. Mick, clean in the middle of the ring, takes this pedigree like 3 different times and gets pinned by Triple H. And that is the end of this match. It goes 23 minutes, 59 seconds, also gets 4.5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, that's the shot right there.
Yeah, I got another one that's like the far away shot, but it's kind of blurry. Here's one. The funny thing about the one that I'm showing right now is you see that sign?
I can't read it. What does it say?
It says, "Bang this, cactus." But here's one.
Yeah, that's the shot.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason they do it. But I also thought this match was awesome. I think I put the street fight above it.
Me too.
But I thought they worked this really smart. They got the big kind of finish that you were looking for. It looks epic. You get the fire, like the fire shot. The funny thing about the flaming 2x4 is like they cut to replays of Foley falling through the cage, and then when you come back to the ring, the cage has been lifted up, and I'm like, where the fuck is that board, dude? It's still on fire. It's like Prince's "While I'm Gently Weeping" guitar. Like, where did it go?
There's a guy fucking Jerry is up there trying to climb across the thing. I gotta put this goddamn thing out, or the sprinklers are gonna turn on in this building.
So Triple H wins, and Jim Ross is really selling like 15 years. Mick Foley, one of the greatest of all time, standing ovation, all this stuff. It really works. Unfortunately, it's about to be severely undercut.
Yeah.
But in this moment, going into this match, I had heard from people, because I watched this live on pay-per-view. My mom was very generous and purchased No Way Out 2000.
Hell yeah.
And I remember people being like, maybe Foley wins this one, so he doesn't have to retire, and then he trades being WWF champion to become like the commissioner or whatever, because he's
yeah.
something like that. So and I was like, I was really holding on to the idea that Mick might be able to pull this one out. And so I thought they did a great job telling that story. Really, really good match.
Dude, even I popped it home when he fell through the cage again. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah,
and
it's wild.
I was like, oh, but like I said, like that just the execution of that is so impressive. So
yeah,
shout out to Triple H too.
Yeah, and Triple H sold his part great. He was vicious. He was a really good, hateable heel. He sold his ass off for Mick. Like, he bled buckets. He really upped his profile as a main event guy by being in these like crazy matches and winning in kayfabe, but just showing that he could be a guy that hangs in these kind of matches, you know?
Yeah, and that's 100%. He had legitimate Cactus Jack matches, and he did his job perfectly in both of them. He didn't have to fall through the cage or land on the thumbtacks because that's Cactus Jack's job.
Right.
Like, he had to be game, no pun intended, but he had to do some things. He had to bleed. He had to do the gnarly spots. He had to beat the shit out of this guy, and he had to take his licks too, and he did everything, like, perfect. Like, my appreciation for Triple H as a wrestler grew substantially while watching these.
2000 is, in my estimation, the Triple H run. Because it's like, he has a lot of great matches this year, and then in May of 2001, he blows out his quad for the first time, and after that, he's never the same level of wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, like, this legitimizes him as a guy you can put the belt on, as a main event heel. He is the number one heel in the company. So a few weeks after this, they've now worked out that it's going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania. The Rock versus The Big Show versus Triple H. But on a random Raw, they're giving away this this main event for Mania. And so Triple H ends up winning this match by pinning The Big Show, and each one of those guys has a McMahon in their corner. Triple H has Stephanie, Vince is with The Rock for some reason, and Shane is with The Big Show for some reason. I don't remember why that configuration ended up happening, but Triple H wins this match, and now they're like, well, what's going to be the main event of WrestleMania? We just gave away the triple threat. Linda McMahon, the current Secretary of Education, appears at the top of the ramp. The charisma vacuum that she is. A fan jumped the rail, so at the start of this promo, Triple H tackles a guy that's on the ramp, and they cut just to a close up of Linda. But she's like, well, we did the main event. What are we going to do now? I think we should make it a fatal four-way. And the champion that I choose is a guy that deserves to have his dream come true, even if it's for one night only. It's a new, fresh-faced, fresh haircutted Mick Foley comes out from behind the curtain to a really big pop. Can't take that away from him. But
everybody's gonna be happy to see Mick, and shout out to Triple H. He jumped on the fan, and they cut away, and in like 10 seconds he was back standing where he was before, acting again. He was back in character. It was like, he took his chance. The mark hit the ring, and the mark was quickly dispatched.
Yeah. So Foley hits the ring. He beats up Triple H, hits him with the belt, hits the Big Show with the belt. This is 4 weeks after Mick Foley had officially retired from the WWF, in one of the better retirement stories. But I can't hate Mick for coming back for this thing. Like, I found an interview that I sent to Andrew where he's on Between the Ropes, which is an English wrestling podcast, where he talks about Jim Ross calling him to do something at Mania, and he's like, well, you want me to host an event, or what do you want me to do? And they're like, no, we want you to be in the main event. And he's like, how do you, he's like, I'm the only guy in history that ever tried to turn down being in the main event of WrestleMania, but ultimately, what are you going to do? I'm not going to be in the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, man, it sucks. Like, because we always make fun of like wrestling retirements don't stick. It's the same thing in MMA. It's hard to say no. I mean, he got a chance to main event WrestleMania against like a couple of the best ever and the Big Show.
Yeah, yeah, and like it is one of those things where, in hindsight, you figure, why not make WrestleMania the retirement match? You could have just pushed the retirement stip a month, but I don't think that they had this idea in the bag until after they'd already done the retirement.
Yeah.
So I just wanted really quickly, in that interview, Foley talks about how he basically gained like 20 pounds in the time he was off, and now he has to do this WrestleMania match. And in the match, they're in Anaheim, and he's going to do the cactus elbow off the second rope onto the Rock, and he completely beefs it. Like he does.
To his in his defense as well, it does look like that turnbuckle is way further from the announcer table than it normally is. And I'm thinking that's just for us. That's just because we had just watched the Hell in a Cell match where, like we talked about, a lot of things are more compressed. Yeah. Maybe it's the same distance as normal, but it looked like it was way far away. But yeah. Micker jumps trying to get on the Rock, and Mick's armpits make it to the to the announcer's table, and he just hits his chest right on the corner of that table.
Yeah, and of course, in true Mick Foley fashion, he's like, as soon as I hit, my first thought was, I don't think I'm making Disneyland tomorrow.
Yeah,
because he gets beat at WrestleMania 2000. Triple H retains the belt in that main event, but we're cutting that off because that's just a little bit of the extra. Like, this is a great encapsulated feud. Like, you have a legitimate, believable, at least to me, believable story of these two guys that builds and like peaks and then finishes like kind of the best that it can. Like, it keeps getting escalated until the final act, and you have Foley, who's on his way out but really does give all that he can give to Triple H in this feud, and looks like he doesn't look like he couldn't have won any of these matches. Like, he still has some in the tank, and of course, like we just talked about, Triple H is at pretty much the peak that Triple H is going to get to as far as in-ring work. So I just love this feud. It does all the stuff that I love about wrestling.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's one of my favorite feuds I've seen in a long time because, like you said it perfectly. Everybody did their job, and there is some inherent believability built into a retirement angle that is real, even though he did go back on it in like 40 days, but like he didn't intend to at the time. Right. And like I think I'm sure I wasn't like watching, but like I'm sure there was a time when the fans realized like, oh, he really is going to stop wrestling. Like, and he did his retirement tour kind of, and it was like we talked about, he hit the nostalgia shots. He went through the cell. He brought back Cactus Jack, all these things, but it didn't feel like John Cena coming out with the chain around his neck doing hip hop rhymes.
Yeah.
And because it is like so inherently, it's just so Foley to do a lot of those things. And like the John Cena thing was such a character, Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm super glad I watched it. It made me like really, because like Triple H to me is either blue blood, a better than you guy in the early times, or he's like won't go away, always books himself in the main event of WrestleMania and has the Terminator entrance guy. Like, so right. I'm glad I got to watch this and cleanse my palate a little bit.
One last funny thing, like pop culture wise, at least, the Royal Rumble match, the #1 movie at the box office, was next Friday.
Hell yeah, dude. No more locked doors. I watched that scene the other day.
Number one for its third week in a row. When Mick Foley retired, next Friday still in the top 20. It's number 17, the week that Foley retires at In Your House.
That's when Ice Cube had staying power.
Whenever he comes back for WrestleMania, still in the top 50. So you could see next Friday, from the time Mick Foley was planning to retire till he actually retired, and then when he came back.
Dude, movies stayed in the theater so long. Like, I thought my mom and dad saw Titanic like the first week that it came out, and it turns out it was so long later. I looked it up the other day because it was like the night of the 1998 Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And because anyway, it's a long story, but yeah, it was like near like months and months and months and months after the movie came out.
And when Mick Foley retired, we were all jamming out. It's just, Mick retired, and that's just like the ocean under the moon. That's
so smooth, dude. Hell yeah.
Supernatural.
Just
baby.
like the ocean under the moon. Fucking Rob Thomas.
That could have been in the headphones for Mick.
Who do you want to hang out with, Rob Thomas or Rob Zombie?
Ooh. You know what? I know less about Rob Thomas, so I think Rob Thomas.
I think that's my exact opinion. I think I completely agree. I'm rolling the dice on Rob Thomas.
Yeah, because like me and Rob Zombie, there is a Venn diagram there, because I think he also likes wrestling. If it came out Rob Zombie didn't like wrestling, that would be one of the most shocking things that I would have found out. But I think
and you guys could probably talk some horror movies, like
right. The Venn diagram exists, but I feel like I would be exhausted by Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
Rob Thomas might want to just go get some tacos, and then I don't know what his hobbies would be, other than being so smooth. But I think I'm willing to roll the dice on that.
Oh, he was in he's a singer for Matchbox 20.
Yeah. It's 3. We'll be hanging out till 3 a.m., dude.
I only know his name from Smooth. I didn't know him as the singer for Matchbox 20.
That is wild.
Well, I know Matchbox 20.
No,
I just didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now here's the question: this might be an easy one. Which of the 3 faces of Foley are you hanging with?
Honestly, I don't want to hang out with any of those guys. I guess, well, it depends, because it's definitely not Cactus Jack.
Right. It's not going to be a chill time if you're hanging out with Cactus Jack.
No, you're getting in a bar fight, and I don't want to get in a bar fight.
Yeah.
It depends on which Mankind we're dealing with, because there were different, like, Mankind evolved. The one that's more like a human being guy, but probably Dude Love.
Yeah. I think it's either late stage Mankind, like you said, the Mankind that basically exists here at the beginning of this program.
Yeah.
Or the Dude. But I want 97 Dude. 98 Dude is kind of gross. I don't like 98 Dude as much. He's the corporate dude. So
I can't. Yeah, I'm not familiar with corporate Dude Love.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Under the thumb of Vince McMahon. Like all of them.
God damn it.
Yeah.
He's gonna puke.
He's gonna dude. So thank you to everybody that listens. Andrew dropped all the stuff at the top. Like you said, you want to find us, type in Wrestling Over Everything. Any of the places that you're following people on, we're likely there. Thank you to everybody that comments. We appreciate all of that. We'll be back next week, because unlike Mick Foley, we aren't retiring and coming back 4 weeks later. We're just coming back.